One of my favorite moments is I was on Fox the morning after Obama beat Hillary Clinton for the Democratic nomination in '08, and I come into the green room at Fox, and the person who's going to be on before me is Karl Rove. And so I take a little gasp of air, and then I sit down next to Karl, and eventually I get around to the question. I say, "Did you expect this outcome?" And Karl says to me, "I'll be really honest with you, I had Obama at 20-to-1 odds. After he won Iowa, I did reduce it to about 10-to-1 odds. And then I said, well, I'm going to be equally honest with you, Karl. I had Obama at 2-to-1 odds by October of '07, which I did based on going down to Iowa and watching all the interminable debates and so on and so forth. So I actually beat Karl Rove at his own game, which is politics, thanks to facial coding, because it really does give you a really rich indication of who people are, how they're going to campaign. The candidate is the product in many ways, but also how the voters react to them. We can take 7 different emotions that go across cultures. That's happiness, which we report on different levels. There's a difference between a true smile and a social smile. A true smile is where the muscle around the eye relaxes. You get the twinkle in the eye. Woody Allen could probably fake it, but the rest of us mere mortals cannot. There's surprise, which we actually these days divide between positive and negative surprise. Is it a wow or is it an ugh? Then you're talking about disgust, contempt, sadness, fear, and anger. Going back to the video I showed you earlier, contempt is the most reliable indicator that a marriage will fail. If you've read Blink or anything on marriage counseling, the Love Lab at the University of Washington, Seattle, with 15 minutes of videotape has a 90% accuracy rate if the couple will stay married. 90%. Contempt is the most reliable indicator of that because you don't trust, you don't respect the other party. When we see this happening in a branded situation, we're very concerned because that's a relationship as well. I won't mention the company, but we were doing some work, and in the script very early in the TV spot it said, everything we do at this company is on behalf of the customer. Guess what? This is the 21st century. We've all been around the block. No one believed that. Huge contempt reaction. If you throw people off the emotional rails in your commercial 5 seconds in, 7 seconds in, what's the chance in the remaining 23 seconds that you can get them back on board and trust you? Trust just does not work that way. If trust is the emotion of business, which I believe it is, then contempt is its opposite. Every emotion has its own meaning. It's not enough to say it's positive or negative. If someone's showing anger versus sadness, those are very different emotions. The biggest lie in Western culture has always been, that I'm a rational being. Everyone else around me is crazy, but I do a good job. I look at the facts, the details. I make the right decision. I'm a rational person. Descartes famously said, "I think, therefore I am." The origins of the brain, in fact, was the smell capacity. There was a small node atop our spinal column, which is our sense of smell. That's the origin of the brain. If Descartes had said, "I have the capacity to smell, and therefore I think," he would have been a lot closer. That's why my company is called Sensory Logic. We are all sensory logicians. So we are, from our senses, whether it's another person's face or other details, we are taking in so many things that we're not aware of, but very much influence, if even just frankly steer our decision making. And it could be the person's face, it could be little design elements in a package, in a TV spot, the pacing. There are so many things that do influence us.